Hello everybody, Raven Knight here. It's that time again. Time for another monthly update video. We've wrapped up the month of February, we're moving on to the month of March, and spring is in the air. I am super excited. There's a lot I want to talk to you guys about. There's stuff going on in March that I'm super excited about. Stuff that happened in February I want to clear the air about and talk about. But before we can do any of that, you know what we got to start with, right? This video is sponsored by viewers like you. For those of you who are new to the channel or brand new subscribers, you should know that my financial situation is what you might call strained. I have to work a couple of jobs to keep myself out of the red zone, and it's because of people like you that I can continue to do YouTube videos and keep myself on here consistently churning out content. So if you guys want to help me continue to do this and hopefully make YouTube a more lucrative and fun pastime where I can actually make money and continue to produce more and more, well, that does require some help on y'all's end, and there are some great ways for y'all to help me out. I have a Teespring store where you can buy some merchandise created by some artist friends of mine who I'll be talking about in a minute. Anything you purchase on there goes to me, and then they get some of the residuals as well, so that really helps us out. And you can also donate on Patreon. I have a Patreon where you can donate up to $1 a month, even a little bit, even as much as $1 a month goes a long way towards helping me out, guys. You have no idea. And if you can't do it through Patreon or Teespring, you can also donate by, watching the ads on videos because that gives revenue, or donating via Super Chat during live streams. Any of those would definitely help me out in a big way. And if you want to consider donating via Teespring or Patreon, those links will be in the description down below. Go check that out. Again, thank you guys so much. Y'all are the reason I can continue to do this. I love you guys, and I'm not going to beg, but any donation or support you can offer would mean the world to me. Okay, enough about that. Let's move on. Before we go into the stuff coming up in March, I want to talk about my friends Hannah and Jay, the ones who add art that make this channel continue to run properly. Hannah has been a friend of mine for years. We've known each other for what feels like forever now. She's probably my best friend that I have. She draws some amazing art. Way back in the day when we first met, she was drawing art, and we worked out a few story ideas together, and she continues to help me out to this day. She usually draws me as a female, as a girl that we call Claire, in different outfits to test her writing chops in, kind of to tease me, but we have a lot of fun doing it, and I'm always sharing new Claire designs. We actually have a whole list that we go through. But aside from just drawing Claire, she also designed the Raven Chibis, and she designed the original female Raven Knight. She's also designed some characters for stories that we've done, and we work on story projects together. Right now, she's currently working on a story project that I'm helping her write out and work on. So we're great friends. We are partners in terms of working on ideas, art, and stories. She's always been super supportive of the channel and things that I do on it. So big thank you to Hannah. You are awesome. If you guys want to commission her or see if she'd be willing to do some art for you, her Instagram link is down in the description below. Go check her out. She'd really appreciate it. I know it. Thank you, Hannah. And then there's Jay. Jay and I haven't known each other as long as I've known Hannah, but I feel like I've known him for a long time now. He's one of my best friends as well. In fact, he's my accountability partner. And for those who don't know what that is, for Christians like us, because Jay's a very firm Christian, it's always good to have someone who, when you're struggling, you can lean on and help out. Jay is that person for me. Whenever we have struggles or we're having problems, we often call the other up to talk it out, and we really work things through. But aside from just being a great accountability partner, Jay is one of the best artists I know. He is an actual comic book artist, and he does a lot of action-style art scenes and really cool comic ideas. He's working on his own story called Snare, which I've actually read over. It looks really, really cool. And he's working on another story called Myth, which I actually helped him plot out the prologue for that, so we've worked on some stuff together. He's also the creator of the stories Nomad and Troy and Frost, which I've been writing out, but he's been doing all of the art for. He does a lot of really cool superhero art and just stuff that comes to him. Right now, we're even in the process of working on a brand new story together that we're calling Storm of Fate, which he's just been kind of doodling out ideas for, and I've just been running with them. If you guys want to see if Jay will do a commission for you, I know he'll take it. He's down in his Instagram link is down in the description below. Just go shoot him up and he'll talk to you about what you need. Jay and Hannah are both really awesome friends of mine. It would mean the world to me if you checked out their art. And even if you don't commission them, just let them know on Instagram how much you like their art and how much you appreciate what they do on my channel. Thank you guys so much. Again, links to Teespring, Patreon, Hannah's Instagram, and Jay's Instagram are all in the description below. I want to thank them so much for what they do, and thank all of you guys who support me and continue to donate. You guys are the best. All right. Now, let's get on to the update video. So, first of all, personal stuff. Let's get the personal stuff out of the way. I've got a bit of a confession to make. For those who are new to the channel, you may not know this, but I do suffer from depression. And it doesn't always affect me as critically, but lately I've been feeling kind of tired, kind of worn down, which is a usual sign that it's getting to me. Hopefully this will pass, but if there are times where I feel a little irritable or a little out of it, that's really why. It's because the depression is starting to get to me. And it gets to me like that, particularly when things are going slow or stagnant and I feel like nothing's really changing. I'm hoping for that to go away soon as things keep moving forward. So if I seem out of sorts, that's why. Nothing to worry about. I'm sure it'll pass. It usually does. But a part of the reason why is probably because, like I said before, financial stagnation. There are lots of things that I want to do and move forward with that because of my financial situation, I can't really do yet. But the good news is it's looking like that'll start to turn around soon. I think we're starting to see this like level out, and then we can start going up again. You know, that's what I'm really hoping for. So keep me in your prayers as far as that's concerned. Again, I talked about donating, but more than that, prayer means a whole lot to me. But on to other stuff. Some good news. I'm starting my TEFL training, which is Teaching English as a Foreign Language. It's basically an organization that gives you certification to teach English to foreign schools, and you can do it via online or overseas, like actually going there. And once I finish my training, I'll be able to actually take jobs in foreign countries. And my goal is to go to either Japan or Korea and teach there. I'm leaning on Japan because I have more friends in Japan that I'd be willing to see and work alongside or possibly live near. In Korea, I have 2 friends that are there, but I don't talk to them nearly as much. Although I have been brushing up on both my Japanese and Korean. I'm still learning. I'm not fluent in either one, but I know enough to, like, you know, carry on maybe a polite conversation, although I'd like to be a bit more fluent. I'm having fun with the languages. I really do. I really enjoy working on them. The writing is a pain, though. I'm still struggling with, like, the characters and stuff. Although I can read Hangul, which is the Korean alphabet, pretty easily. I just can't always tell what it's saying, you know? But other than that, that's pretty much what's going on in the world of Raven. Thank you guys for allowing me to share that with you. But now, I know what you really want to hear. What's the deal with the gaming situation? What can we expect from the channel? That kind of thing. Well, let's start with the big one, For Honor. Year 7 is confirmed, guys. Now, everyone's asking, all right, Raven, what's coming in Year 7? What do you think is going to happen? I honestly don't know what to expect. I don't know what's coming in Year 7. My guess, I'm guessing there will be an Aztec hero and a Scythe hero. The reason I think that, because For Honor's been kind of in this kick of giving the community what they've been asking for. And for a long time, I've been seeing the community ask for the pirate hero, an Egyptian hero, a Middle Eastern hero, and I've also seen them ask for an Aztec or Native American hero. So I fully expect an Aztec hero at some point. And I expect a Scythe hero too, because with Puss in Boots 2, The Last Wish being released, and Lobo being super popular, I'm pretty sure Ubisoft saw that and said, hey, let's make a Scythe hero now. And just say, don't we already have Shinobi? Oh, we can do it better. You know, that kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. This is just shooting in the dark. I have no evidence with which to guess anything. All I do know is that in the next season, there won't be a new hero because they're going to skip a season and then make a new hero. Now, overall, for Year 6, I would say it was pretty great. We got 4 new hero skins, most of which were really good. Some needed character adjustments in terms of, you know, balancing. 2 pretty awesome new heroes. I mean, though they have some problems, I still think Magi and Afira were both really, really good. And a very fun Halloween game mode. I must say that I really enjoyed the Halloween season this year. So that was very entertaining. I hope they do something like that next season. Like, well, next Halloween, I mean. So that'll be really cool. As far as the new heroes that come out are concerned, whatever they are, I fully expect them to continue with the Outlander hero theme, unless they decide to break from that and add another Viking hero, which I don't know. I just don't know what they're going to do. What I really want are some new maps. I want some new Dominion or Breach maps, please. We haven't had new maps in ages. I think the last new map we got was the Dueling and Brawl map. Pagoda, I think it was. It's that Wulin map. We need more, guys. We need more maps, please, Ubisoft. If you have to take a break from making heroes, fine, just give us new maps. That's what I really want. Now, if I had to tell y'all my biggest disappointment with the year, and I'll probably do a full video on this when we get into Year 7, but if I had to say my biggest problem with Year 6, it was the lore for Season 4 was weak. Afira and Ravier had the worst lore yet in For Honor, and I just can't stand it. And no, it doesn't just have to do with my Christian faith. It has everything to do with poor writing and them writing themselves into corners again and again with massive plot holes. I plan to do a full video on that at some point. I don't know when. I'm working it out, so I'll let you know. But that's all I have to say about Year 6. I'm excited for Year 7 and what it's going to bring. I'm really looking forward to it. We'll know more once we get to that point. Now, on to other things. Executions graded. I noticed a big change. I asked in my last update video if y'all could be a little bit more kind in the comment section, because what's been happening a lot is I've been getting comments where people have been very insulting, saying like, you don't know what you're talking about, you've clearly never held a weapon, blah, blah, blah. And I asked, hey guys, could we be a bit more respectful? And to my surprise and satisfaction, I've seen a lot more of that. Much less criticism that has been rude or derogatory. No one's been mean or insulting that I've seen. Everyone, even those who disagree, have usually been very, polite, very, hey, you know what? This is what I think, or have you considered this? I appreciate that so much. It really makes me want to keep doing them. That's why I pushed out so much more, because I was like, hey, this is awesome. I'm actually enjoying this, and I'm enjoying the discussion. So, yep, awesome. I'm looking forward to that. So for those wondering what I'm going to do next, Hitakiri is next, because I'm going through all the heavies. I'm doing this by class first. So all of y'all saying, when you're going to do Lawbringer, when you're going to do Centurion, when you're going to do... I'm getting to them, but they're hybrids. So I want to finish the heavies first. Still got to do Hitakiri, still got to do Zhongjun, still got to do Jormungandr. So once I get through all those, then I will do the hybrids, and I will probably start with either Lawbringer or Centurion, because those are the ones I've been getting asked for the most. So don't worry, I'm getting to them. But look forward to the next Executions Graded. I'm excited to do it. Oh, and for the record, everyone keeps asking, am I going to do the Universal Executions? Yes, but I will do those after I finish the Unique Executions. All right, next up, For Honor and Glory. Did y'all see the new chapter? Did y'all see chapter 23? I just released it. A lot of people were worried, like, oh, is this going to be the last chapter? No, it's not. I mean, we're a little over halfway through the story, I'd say, but we're not at the end yet. We still got more to go. Also, what did you think of the little surprise I added in the last chapter? Yes, female voice. I got a female voice in there. So I hope y'all like that. I don't know how often I'll be able to do that. I'm still experimenting with that and working out ways in which to do it, but we managed to get that working. So so did y'all like that, or did y'all even notice? Like, some of y'all might not even notice. In fact, some of y'all might not have even watched it. Do y'all enjoy For Honor and Glory? I want to know that y'all are still watching and enjoying that. For those who don't know what it is, it's basically a fan fiction story where I'm telling the story of like an orc invasion, like a Warhammer 40k orc invasion on the planet of Heathmore. But the idea is these orcs are feral, so they don't have the guns and DACA of, the normal 40k orcs. This is more feral, primal orcs with melee weapons fighting the Heathmore warriors, and an inquisitor named Joseph Corvan is overseeing the whole thing, and he's noticing that there's something going on under the surface that no one else knows about, and it's very much fun to write that. I've been having a lot of fun. So if y'all haven't read it yet, I do recommend it. I enjoy working on it. And if you don't like it, sorry, but I still enjoy doing it. All right, next, the How to Build series. I love that series. Even if you guys don't, because I notice it doesn't get a whole lot of views, I still love doing it because it's very easy to do. Literally, if I'm kind of like, I need something to do, but I don't have enough time to do anything big or long-winded, I can do a how to build video, because those are pretty quick and easy to do. I literally can get those done in an afternoon, so I don't mind throwing those together in my spare time. I hope you guys like them too. Next, a question for you guys. I've been asked a couple times to do this. Would I do a Who Would Win series? Basically where I take two For Honor characters and compare them and decide who would win. Now, at first I didn't want to do that because Slanderous and I used to do a kind of series like that where we talked about different For Honor heroes and who would win. But we kind of stopped doing that. I think Slanderous moved on and wanted to do other things, or I don't know what happened there. But I don't mind bringing that back, because I'd still like to talk about that. I'd still love to tell you guys who I think would win and stuff like that. It's easier than going back and saying, okay, let me redo my tier list for who's the deadliest warrior. That would be a lot more difficult now, and especially as we add new heroes, that's going to be harder and harder to do, because I'll have to keep redoing it. So instead, I could just do a series where I say, all right, who would win, Medjai or Lawbringer, or who would win, Orochi or Tanhu, or who would win, Nobushi or Berserker. I could do that instead. That'd be a lot of fun. Let me know if you think that would be a good idea. Also, For Honor Couples, that silly video I did, part 2 maybe? Because y'all really like that. I was stunned by how popular that got. You want to know what stinks about it, though? You want to know what's really sad about it? I'm not making any money off of it. It turns out the background music I used in it was copyright claimed, so it's only partially monetized. I'm like, no! Oh, what a joke, but I learned my lesson. So if I do a part 2, I'll be careful with that. And then finally, before we move on, the For Honor Legends series. I'm sorry I didn't work on any more this month besides the Valkyrie one. I really am sorry. Kensei's is next. I will do another. I've been getting a lot of requests to do Shaman and others. I promise I will get to it. I really do apologize for how long they take. It's sometimes hard to find the time. Like I said, I'm very busy. So when I'm not at one of my jobs, I'm also working on like my executions graded and other things for the channel. I don't have a lot of time to sit down and write, which is very much a pain in the butt, I promise. But I will get to it, I promise. Okay, done with For Honor. Now let's move on to Dead by Daylight. I am planning the next analysis for the next Survivor and Killer. I took a break and jumped to the night because lots of people were asking me to talk about the night, so I did that. But now I'm going to go back to their chronological release order and talk about each one. And yes, okay, I'll answer this question about the new killer that they've announced, the Skull Merchant. All right, so let me say this. I'll do a video on her eventually, but just looking at her trailer and what she can do and all that, here is what I have to say. I do not mind that they made a cyborg killer. Au contraire, I actually think that's really cool. But did they have to give her big mama energy? Like, damn. I looked at her, I'm like, are you trying to scare me or seduce me, Mrs. Robinson? Like oh my goodness, like, I'm not kidding. I was kind of like, man, what is this? So, I don't know how to feel about that yet. I guess she'll have to be released and I'll have to try her out and see what I think, but okay. So that's Dead by Daylight. Moving on. Assassin's Creed Ranked. We finally got Origins out. Sorry for the wait. We had some technical issues that kept us from getting it out. I am working on Odyssey. I'm about halfway through the game. I'm not sure when it'll be done. I really am not sure. I haven't had a lot of time to sit down and play Odyssey. Once I do finish Odyssey, Lark will start Valhalla after that, and then we'll be done until Mirage. And we'll have to decide if we do Mirage. I just don't know. Assassin's Creed has really lost its luster for us. We just don't enjoy it like we used to. Ever since Ezio ended, we've kind of started to peter out with Assassin's Creed. I mean, put it this way. After Assassin's Creed Revelation, Assassin's Creed 3 was announced, Lark and I were like, yeah! I mean, we kind of wanted Shalajun, but yeah! We played Assassin's Creed 3, and we were like, it's okay, it's okay. Then Assassin's Creed Black Flag came out. Yeah, we love it! Then after Assassin's Creed Black Flag, out came, what was it? I think it was, I think it was Unity, or was it? No, it was, well, it was Rogue, right? Rogue. Lark played that. I didn't touch it, and Lark said, yeah, it was cool. And then Unity came out, we both hated it. And then Syndicate came out, we both hated it. Then Origins came out. Lark really, really loved it. I didn't play it. Odyssey came out. Lark really, really loved it. I am still playing it. And then Valhalla came out, and we both hated it. It's really weird how this all worked out. Assassin's Creed just doesn't appeal to us anymore. It used to be, they announced a new Assassin's Creed game. Yeah, let's get it! Now it's like, oh, okay, another one. It's weird how that works, isn't it? But we'll see what happens. We'll talk about it. Oh, speaking of Lark's Lamentations. Keep Lark in your prayers, guys. Lark, this is happening in April, not March, but in April, Lark is going on a mission trip. I'm not sure if he'll be able to finish his next Lark's Lamentation before he goes on that mission trip. He's doing the NCR next, and admittedly, he hasn't worked on it very much because he kind of got distracted by Hogwarts Legacy, so let's give him some time. But I'm not blaming him. I got distracted by Hogwarts Legacy, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. But because of that, he wanted to kind of finish the game, and then once he finishes the game, I'm sure he'll get back to the NCR, but he has really loved Hogwarts Legacy, so let's give him a break, guys. Here's the thing. I love Lark to death. He's my brother. I have to. But, you know, he has a very difficult line of work. He's got a lot. He is a regular teacher. He goes in 5 days a week, and when he's not teaching, he's often being asked by the church to do stuff. Lark is one of these people who he wants to please everybody. He wants to be there for everybody, which I admire him for. I'm very much the same way, though with jobs and YouTube, it can sometimes be difficult, but Lark is always there to help out people, and sometimes that means he's not always there to work on stuff for the channel, and you know what, that's fine. I want him to work on the channel when he wants to. I want him to work on it when he feels up to it. So that is the story behind Lark's Lamentation right now. He is going to work on it. I just don't know if he'll have it out before his trip in April. So now that we've talked about that, let's talk about Hogwarts Legacy. I've played it a few times for you guys, as you know. I will make a dedicated video about it where I talk about my thoughts and feelings. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to try to find time to do that. Let me just say this for the record. The controversy behind it is stupid and insignificant. I have no idea why the controversy had to get as bad as it did. I think it's hilarious that it's getting a sequel. Yes, apparently there's a sequel confirmed, which all I can do is laugh and say, yes! Very excited for a sequel because I loved the game. So here are my early thoughts on the game. Again, I'll probably do a full video on this. I don't know yet. I probably will. But here are my thoughts on the game for those who want to know. The gameplay is incredible. It brings so much of the player that we wanted to see. If I'm being honest, Hogwarts itself, like the story of Harry Potter, I never liked Harry Potter as a character. The story of Harry Potter, I always felt was a little overrated. I wasn't that big a fan of it. And I'll be honest, even the world building from J.K. Rowling was a little inconsistent. But if there's one thing Rowling did well, and I genuinely mean this, she did it well, was the creation of Hogwarts as a setting. Hogwarts is the kind of place that you just get sucked into it. That's why everyone wants to go there. It's like, oh, I want to get my letter to Hogwarts. I want to know what house I'd be in. These are the spells what I'd want to learn. This is the class I'd want to take, because every kid dreams of getting that letter, leaving this mundane life, and having an adventure of their own in Hogwarts, playing Quidditch, casting spells, fighting dark wizards, brewing potions, getting letters by owl. It feels like it'd be so much fun, so everyone talks about it. And so Hogwarts Legacy is that dream, you know? You're making your own character and having your own adventure. It's exactly what you'd expect it to be. It's so entertaining, and Hogwarts and the village are huge. So much ground to explore, so much stuff to see. It feels so rich, so full. I absolutely love it. The combat is rich and intense and has a lot of creativity. The controversy surrounding the game I find ridiculous at best and petty at worst. And my heart genuinely goes out to such streamers like Silvervale who have been harassed about this game. I've seen so much about how people have been mistreated for this. It's wrong the way they've been treated. I am sickened by it. So definitely support those folks who have been beaten up or harassed or bullied or doxxed for this game. It is outrageous. If I did have any criticism for the game, if I had any criticism at all, it would be this. I don't think that the morality system in it is all that unique. Like, genuinely, like, I was worried at first, like, oh man, I can learn the unforgivable curses. If I learn these, won't I get into trouble? Won't that make me a dark wizard so I get the bad ending? Because I heard that there were multiple endings. Turns out that, spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear this, turn off your mic for about 30 seconds. There is no real, morality system that's going to impact that. Really, in truth, the only decisions that determine the end result only matter as end-of-game choices. Like, near the end of the game, near the final battle, that's when you make your real choices during the main playthrough. So, yeah, I kind of felt... I mean, it's not that I'm complaining. I still enjoyed it, but at the same time, I was kind of like, it's kind of weird. I can just cast Avada Kedavra on these goblins and these beasts that are attacking me, and these dark wizards, and I'm not going to Azkaban? Maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. But anyway, love the game. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. I highly recommend it. All right, let's move on. Rainbow Six cringe/win. I'm honestly kind of excited for what's coming. Normally, I'm very pessimistic towards Rainbow Six, but with the last trailer they released, can we all just have... Those of you watching live, can I get some, like, Fs in chat for Harry? I mean... Rest in peace, you magnificent son of a bitch. You died like an absolute unit. If there was any way for him to go out with dignity, that was it. That was it. I give Harry full props for that. I may not have always liked the decisions he made, but that was the best way to go out. And then the reveal of this new enemy, Demos. What the heck is this guy? I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. I don't know where it'll go, and I'll probably end up being disappointed if I'm being honest. But still, I'm excited. I'm willing to put my money down on the table and say, all right, let's go. But then I'll take my money off and remember, oh yeah, I can't afford to gamble. Okay. Also, I will do a new video on the new operator soon, I'm sure. Okay, let's move on from that. I also want to say this before we get off of the video game details, because we've been talking about video games. We're about to get into writing. Before I get into writing, let me say this. I get a lot of comments and messages from people saying that they want me to play other games like Atomic Heart and stuff like that. They want me to play other games like that. I would not mind doing that. I would not mind playing other games for the channel. But as I said at the beginning, financial situations make that difficult. So if you do want me to play other games besides For Honor or Rainbow Six or Dead by Daylight or anything like that, it would really help if y'all help to support the channel and allow me the financial ability to do that. So that's all I'll say about that. All right, so let's move on to writing and story sharing. Please let me know if you like the story sharing still. I don't feel like it gets a lot of attention. That's why I didn't do it last week. Would really like to hear y'all's thoughts on that. As for the writing room, the Ravens writing room, I would very much like to continue doing those. I have some ideas about what I want to talk about. I want to do another talk about romance tropes and about how to approach those. I want to do some talks on slice of life comedy, like talk about how we can get some comedy and slice of life tropes that we can work on. I want to talk about the necessity of Shakespeare, because I believe that some people don't respect Shakespeare the way they should, and I think that you can do a lot more with Shakespeare. And then finally, some tips for literary tools. I want to talk about how to use metaphor, allegory, foreshadowing, stuff like that, because I think these are terms people hear in their literacy or English language arts classes, but don't quite know how to use them or how to recognize them, so I want to help teach some of that. More from that, Nomad Chapter 3 will be recorded soon and released, because Nomad Chapter 2 was just released. I hope you guys like that. Revenant King Chapter 5 is done and ready to go. Give me some time to work on that. It'll take a bit of time. Hannah and I are still working on Sweet and Sugar, which is that funny little isekai story idea that we had. I'm still working on that, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. And I said it in my last update video, I didn't get the chance to do it last month like I wanted, but I want to talk a little bit about some controversial anime that have come out and analyze them and talk about my thoughts. The ones that I've seen, because I've spent the last month watching a lot of these anime to try to get an idea of why do people think they're controversial, why do people not like them. So the ones I've watched are Onimai, Tomo-chan is a Girl, Love After World Domination, Trapped in a Dating Sim, Shikamori's Not Just a Cutie, and Jujutsu Kaisen. I've watched all those anime, or at least most of them, and I want to talk a little bit about what I saw on them, talk about why they are considered controversial, and whether or not I think they deserve it. Because I'll be honest, I watched all of them. Most of them I thought were decent. Some of them I thought were amazing. So we'll talk about all that. On to the response videos topic. If you have any videos you'd like me to respond to or any articles you'd like me to respond to, please send them to me on my Discord. I will gladly give them a look. And just so you know, I want to clear the air on this. It is not my goal to harass anyone on YouTube, okay? I don't want to harass anyone. Not Wisecrack, not Extra Credits, not CBR. I don't want to harass these people. I don't constantly go like, ooh, what did they release now? I don't do that. But if I get sent one of their videos or one of their articles and I go, that's a bad take, I usually will address it. But it is not my goal to bully anyone. It is to point out truth and to educate. That is my goal. All right, now time for some bad news. Crash Course Warhammer. I've been thinking about it. I'm not sure I can continue it. I'm just not sure. Not only because I have so many other projects that I'm working on, but also because I don't feel like I know it quite as well as I feel I should, you know? I've realized very quickly that I know starkly less than a lot of people. Especially after doing my response video to Templin Institute that Danny Fortuna was on. Again, awesome guy. Thank you, Danny, for joining me. Ever since then, I've been kind of like, man, I really need to learn a lot more about this. So I feel like I need to learn more about Warhammer before I go teaching anybody about it. This isn't like For Honor, where I can teach people about history, which I have done a lot of research on and a lot of study on. Warhammer is a different beast altogether, so I'm just not sure. And then Fantastical History. It's on hiatus. Again, because I've got ideas that I want to do for it, but some of them I'm just not sure about. I need to think on it. I need to think about whether or not I want to continue that series, because I don't know, man. My heart's just not in it like it used to be, which is a shame. I hate to admit that, but it's true. If your heart's not in it, your heart's just not in it. That's all there is to it. All right, well, with the sad stuff out of the way, time to start wrapping things up. But before we do the jingle.
I've seen unspeakable horrors, and I know pain. It's time for the question of the day.
Yes, folks, it's time. We have another question of the day, and I can't wait to answer these. These are fun for me. I love answering. Okay, so let's take a look at today's question. To Raven. That's me. Okay, I have two questions for you, and you can answer just one if you'd like to. What's your favorite mythological monster? And the other question, how did you meet your significant other? Oh, well, I thank you for both questions, and out of kindness, I will answer both of them. To your first question, what's my favorite mythological monster? Centaurs, bar none. I always liked horses, and I think centaurs are pretty freaking awesome. One of my favorite scenes in the Chronicles of Narnia was when that one centaur was charging at the White Witch and just ready to take her out. Then this Minotaur jumps on him, and he just spears him through the back. It was so badass. I thought he was so cool. So yeah, definitely like centaurs. They're really cool. But I guess people are like, oh, come on, I meant like a beast, you know. Okay, I guess phoenixes or dragons, I suppose. Like, they're really cool. They're just really baller. I've always liked a phoenix because I guess when I saw Fawkes in the Chamber of Secrets, like the phoenix from that Harry Potter movie or book, I always kind of thought, oh, he's cool. I like that. I like the fact that his tears can heal you and he can, you know, laying on your shoulder. That'd be kind of cool, right? Like, all these other kids, oh, we got owls. I've got a freaking phoenix, boy. And then dragons, they're just cool. You know, you can't go wrong with a dragon, right? And then as for your second question, my significant other, well, I'm not married, unfortunately. I am not married. I am still single. It is my goal to be married one day. It is my ultimate goal. I'd love to be married, have kids. That is what I'd like, but as of right now, I don't have a significant other, and I'm not in a relationship, though I want to be. I have had 6 different relationships, though not all at the same time, mind you, thank goodness. My first girlfriend, met her in high school. Actually, I kind of hesitate to even call her a girlfriend. We only went on one date, and that was to the ROTC banquet, but hey, I'll take it. She was the prettiest girl in school, one of the most popular girls in school. I was way, you know, I was way lucky. She was out of my league by a couple hundred miles. Every guy there was kind of looking like, how'd you get her? Genuinely, I just asked her nicely. Like, she was just a really good friend and a very nice person, so I was glad to know her. Then I went on to Anderson University for my first couple of years of college and met a girl there named, from Korea. I don't want to give out any names here. Some people may want to be kept discreet. But met her. She was a very nice girl. Enjoyed my time with her. But I moved and we broke it off not too long after that. We just couldn't keep the relationship going. I have a lot of regrets as far as that's concerned. I think the saddest part of that was as I was driving home, knowing I would never go back, she texted me saying that she wanted to know if she could see me one more time, and I was already halfway down the road, and I had to make a decision. Do I turn around and go back, or do I keep going? And I made the decision to keep going. Probably the stupidest choice I've ever made in my life. I regret it even to this day. Then when I was near my hometown, I went to the technical college near my home. Met a girl there. We dated a couple times. Then she tried to defame me in public. That didn't last. And then I dated another girl before I went to Coastal, and she cheated on me. I kind of openly, actually, because when I asked her about it, she said that she'd been doing it a while. Yeah. Moving on from that, then I got to Coastal, and then I met probably the 2 girls that I had the most fun with. That one from China, one from Japan. I've talked about them ad nauseum, but for those who don't know, I'll tell you all the story. I'll tell you all the story about how I met them. Believe me, it's a good one. So at Coastal, you know, we have a Walmart just down the road, and there are these buses and trams that will take you from the campus to the Walmart if you don't have a car. But the trams run every 35 to 40 minutes. And so it was raining really hard, and me and Lark, we had a car. So we were getting groceries from Walmart, and as we're walking out, the rain is pouring down, and we see these 2 girls, both Asian. I knew them both. I at least knew one of them from class. And I was like, hey, I think I know them from class. And Lark says, yeah. And I said, what are they doing? He said, they're probably waiting on the tram to show up so that they can get back home. They probably don't have a car. And I said, that's awful. And Lark said, yeah, probably won't be here for another 25 minutes. They'll have to wait. I said, no, they don't. Let's give them a ride. I don't know what possessed me to do it. I just said, let's give them a ride. We've got a car, and we've got room. It's an Explorer. So I said, hey, do y'all need a ride? We'll put all your groceries in the back. We'll get you home. How about that? Like, you know me from class. Like, tell me where you live. I'll get you there. So they agreed. To my surprise, I thought that they might not trust me and say, sorry, we'll wait. But they trusted me. That they said, yeah, sure. So we got them all in the car. I introduced myself. Lark introduced himself. They introduced themselves. We got to know each other. And I told them, hey, if you ever need like a ride from your place to Walmart or anywhere, let me know. I can give you a lift as long as I'm available. And if you ever need anything, just let us know. Because I wanted to be neighborly. I wanted to be supportive. I wanted to do the Christian thing. So I gave them my phone number, said if you ever need to reach out to me, just let me know. Well, I just thought I was being nice. I didn't expect anything to happen. But about 2 weeks later, they reach out to me again, the one from China specifically. And she says, hey, could you give us a ride? So I gave her a ride. And she also tells me that she's struggling with her American history class and wants to know if I can tutor her. I said, sure. So I ended up tutoring her for a little while. We also went shopping sometimes, and we occasionally ate out together, and she even made me hot pot once, which was really awesome. She ended up going back to China before I was done at Coastal, and then I started going out later on with the girl from Japan, and we had a really nice relationship. We had a good time together. Then she went back to Japan, and I stuck around, and we still keep in contact, but like every now and then we're still friendly. But I haven't had a girlfriend since, so it's been kind of sad. My parents like to tease me because if you didn't notice, 3 of the girlfriends that I listed, one was from Korea, one was from Japan, one was from China, and my parents have kind of teased, are we going to have Asian grandchildren? And I said, you might, you don't know, and it's one of those things. And to be honest, it's part of the reason why I have so much love for Asia. Not just because I dated girls from there, but because I've always had a passion for East Asia. I've always had a passion for that part of the world, their culture, their language, like everything about it. I'd really love to visit and learn and teach and just make it a whole experience. And I felt like by reaching out to them, even not in a boyfriend-girlfriend capacity, but even if by understanding them more and learning more about them and teaching them, it felt like I was really getting closer to that goal. And I hope that they felt that I was showing as much love and support as I could to them. It was a lot of fun. I'm really sad that each of those relationships didn't go as far as I would have liked, but hey, sometimes that's the break. Sometimes that's what happens. But still, really looking forward to going overseas to Asia. Maybe I'll get to see them again. Who knows? They got a little bit more heavy than I would have liked. Let's go ahead and wrap this up, guys. I want to thank you for the question, of course. And I want to thank all of you guys for watching this video. It really means a lot to me. Again, if you want to support the channel, all links to the Patreon and Teespring are in the description. If you want to support Hannah and Jay, links to their Instagram are in the description. Basically, everything you need is down below in the description. If you haven't subscribed yet to the channel, please consider doing so. It would mean the world to me. And just thank you guys so much for watching this video. It just means so much to have a community like you guys. This channel continues to grow, and I'm so excited to see where it goes. And until my next video, I will see you in that video. Take care.